Yeah. How are you all? Happy Thursday. I'm so happy to be here again. Another week, our 61st Town Hall. Super excited to be here again. after last week with the big announcement of the web sources. It's been a week. A lot of people tried that, gave us a lot of feedback, and we're super excited for what's coming up next in Evmux. So for everyone that is new to the town halls, I'm Elad, one of the founders of Evmux. Super happy to be here every week, every Thursday, 9 p.m. Eastern, to talk about everything related to Evmux. Basically, we are trying every week to have a topic, talk about that, and then sometimes we have a video to showcase something. Sometimes we're just getting right into the questions. Sometimes we share a screen, depends on the situation. And answering any questions specifically on the topic and sometimes off topic, and that's totally fine. So I encourage all of you to use the chat for any questions. Also, to begin with, we also always love to hear where you joining from. So please, in the comments, let us know where you're from. And as we always do in the beginning, I'm just going through the comments to say hi to everyone joining. So hi to the Knicks. Thank you for joining. Hi for Jamie, that is saying that he did his first stream using the web sources last night and it worked great. That's great to know. I'm super happy about that. Hey all from 86 Blackberry White, and hello to Newcastle fans. Early 2 a.m. morning here in Newcastle, England. Wow, thank you for joining, my friend. We have what the fuck joining here, and we have NNY Radio joining as well. We have Procedural Node 3D from Northern Virginia. Thank you everyone for joining, and again, anyone in the chat, don't be shy, let us know where you're from. It's always nice to, as an icebreaker, to understand who we are. And also, the community is very, very important for us here in Evmux. So it's another opportunity here for me to ask all of you to like, comment, subscribe to the YouTube channel. And also, of course, join our amazing, amazing Facebook group. Cool. We have Falls here joining from Philly. Cool. Thank you. And what the fuck from Ohio. Great. And we have Max Voltage from the US. Let us know where in the US. It's so big. I'm in Florida, by the way, if anyone cares. And we have NNY Radio from Northern New York. Cool. Great. So what do we want to do today? Today, we don't have any specific announcement, but I wanted to take the opportunity to really go through all the new things we added to Evmux in the last couple of months. You all know that we announced a lot of new stuff, which is really, really exciting. But we just want to make sure that all of you know what is new to Evmux. You didn't miss anything. And also taking the time to talk about what's coming up next, how we see the future of Evmux, and also very, very curious to hear what you would like to see in Evmux, because as we always say, the community is our first go-to in order to determine what will be the priority of the roadmap. So anything you say really helps us to prioritize the future of Evmux. So please use the chat here and let us know. Of course, you can do that on the Facebook group and by emailing to us, but the town hall is always an amazing way to do that. And also, I'm telling you, the product and dev teams in Evmux, they are watching the town halls. They are taking that very, very seriously, whatever you say here. So please, let us know what you think, how you see the future of Evmux, what features you would like to see coming up and released soon. So let's start with going through quickly what we released in the last couple of months. So we started with duplicate sessions, reminding all of you. This wasn't something that we had in Evmux. For some of you, maybe you don't even remember that, because this feature was so helpful for people that are using Evmux for different shows, or they have different episodes of the same show and they would like to keep things organized. So they would like to have different sessions in Evmux, but still keep the layout, the designs, the scenes that they created. And also we talked about it, that it's very powerful if you would like to have more than one stream scheduled ahead of time. So let's say I'm scheduling an episode for next week and I would like to schedule the episode of the week after right now. I don't want to wait for the episode next week to happen and then schedule. So with duplicate sessions, you basically can schedule the next year at once. So you can just schedule, duplicate the sessions and then go to the broadcasting channel per session and basically schedule the stream. So it's really powerful because in Evmux, each session you can change the broadcasting channel. So it can be that the same YouTube channel, but with different broadcasts, different streams scheduled. Super powerful, and I don't know a lot of web-based platforms, if any, that offer you this capability, and also, of course, be able to duplicate the scenes. It's really, really powerful. So duplicate sessions, it was maybe the first one that we released in the last couple of months, and then we have also the background music and sound effects. Really, really powerful feature, allowing you to have background music when you're streaming. A lot of people really love that. It's also great when you're recording content. So when you're recording tutorials or something like that, it's really nice sometimes to have background music. So in Evmux, you have some tracks that you can upload your tracks. And I think we have also some tracks in there so you can use. And sound effects is those nice effects you can have. For example, I love this one. All right, so with one click of a button, you can have different effects in Evmux, which is really, really great and powerful. So background music and sound effects, right? And then we added a lot of different of new broadcasting channels to be built in the Evmux broadcasting channels. So of course you have the custom RTMP, so basically you can stream to any destination, but still having that built in the platform always makes things easier, and that's our job, to make it easier for you, because going live sometimes might be frustrating. So anything we can take out of your plate is always good. So we added just recently Amazon Live, Telegram, Steam, Vimeo, Decast, Rumble, and Kik. Any other destinations you think worth adding to Evmux to be built in the platform, please let us know. We would love to add more. And then, just I think 3 or 4 weeks ago, we released the studio mode, the ability to split the screens to avoid mistakes when streaming or recording. So splitting screens was something that we developed right out of the gate when we launched Evmux, but only for proscenes. The biggest change, I think 2 things were significant when we released this feature. First of all, also for people using dynamic scenes only, and they don't use any proscenes whatsoever, we allow them to enjoy the split screens, the studio mode. Because also for dynamic scenes, it's super great that you can do edits and it's not affecting the screen immediately. Why? Because maybe you did edit and that's a mistake. Maybe you would like to review that before you transition to the live portion of your, like really showing it to your audience. Before that, in dynamic only, when you were with dynamic scenes only, no proscenes, the screen didn't split, and then any change you did, it was on the fly and it was affecting the live show immediately. So That's one change. Another change is basically the ability for anyone, regardless if you are using dynamic scenes and or pro scenes, to turn off the studio mode, which means having only one screen and not splitted screen. And then any change you do on the fly will affect immediately the live show. And it's powerful because we got a lot of feedback from people that they don't want to use the transition button. They want any change they do, boom, to affect the stream. They're either not that frustrated that they will do mistakes, or even if they do mistakes, they're fine with it. It doesn't have to be perfect for them. And that's totally fine, and that's something we appreciate. And as a result, we made the studio mode as an option. So with one click of a button, you can turn on and off the studio mode. And even during the show, maybe some part of the shows you do want the studio mode on because it's a bit more hectic and you want to make sure you do it accurately and correctly. And some parts of the show are totally easygoing and you don't have any room for mistakes. And then you turn it off and it's easier for you to do things on the fly. So yeah, studio mode, I think it's really powerful. Very curious to hear from you what you think about it in the comments and what you use, studio mode or not studio mode. I can tell you from what we see in our statistics, a lot of people using studio mode, but with that we still have people that they prefer not to. So it's amazing how with one click of a button you can choose what makes sense to you, as we're not the same, people are different, and that's what's nice and beautiful about it. The next feature was like 2 weeks ago or so, the multi-camera. Also crazy improvement to Evmux, crazy upgrade to allow people to add multiple cameras. Also very easily add them by names to the system. So anytime you connect again to the system, you don't have to reconfigure them. So if you have scenes and you created them with the second camera you have, it's perfect. You can join again after and the system will remember your cameras. Of course, as long as you're not changing the setup. So that's super, super powerful multi-camera feature. It's not just, okay, add another camera. It's really allowing you to prepare for your show with multiple cameras ahead of time. And that's huge, for me at least. Again, curious to hear your thoughts about it. And the last but not least was last week, the web sources. So allowing people using Stream Elements, Stream DPS, and even using HTML code and other vendors that I don't know, other products that providing web sources, allowing you to copy and paste that in Evmux, add that as a layer into your pro scenes. Super simple, super powerful, and again, super unique in this space. And this is what makes us excited to be unique. We always try. I think you can tell from all of our content and everything we do in the past year since we launched that we are trying to be different. We are trying to be unique. We are trying to be the sweet spot for people. And I hope that we are successful in it. And for sure, I think the community has a big, big part of it. Cool. So I mentioned all the features we launched in the last couple of months. I hope that you liked it. I hope that if you missed something, now you are aware that it's available in the system. And with that, the poll for today for me is, what do you think is the most needed feature we should add to Evmux, connecting it to what we said in the beginning, that we're really, we have our roadmap, we have our priority, of course, and we get all the data from you, but always, any information you can add, any feedback you can give us just makes it easier to prioritize and to make sure that we release features that at the end of the day will be beneficial to our users. This is what we're trying to do. We are not developing features for ourselves. We just want it to be helpful for you. So your feedback is extremely, extremely important for us. So please let me know in the comments what you think. Cool. Let's go through the comments and I'll go one by one as I always do, and please shoot any questions on topic, specifically on features and feedback and everything, and of course off topic, any questions you might have on Evmux and even in live streaming and content creation in general. All right, so going through the comments real quick. Let's see what we have here. All right, so Marquise White is saying, I'm trying to figure out the uses for the web sources and what makes it a big deal. I just am not getting it quite yet. Please help me understand what this is for. Okay, that's a great question. And we get asked a lot specifically from people that they don't really use web sources. And to be honest with you, I'm kind of in the same boat. Like, to begin with, when people started asking for web sources, you know, from me, from the development and product team in Evmux, I'm like, what is it? Why is it such a big deal? Exactly like you're saying. And I learned and I explored and I researched, and you know, we did together in the team, and we realized that it makes a lot of, like, it makes you unique, and it makes the content you are creating more engaging. I'll give you just a few examples for me, and anyone in the community want to chime in, feel free to add comments on it. Just by showing the last subscriber on the screen, it makes people feel that you appreciate them. You know, you put their name on the screen, showing them as the last subscriber. People that maybe in your channel you get donations, so the donators, you know, it's really nice to show them that you appreciate them by automatically showing their name. Remember that your audience, they don't even know that it's automatically. For them, when you are showing their name, you put efforts on it. So you made it automatic, but they don't necessarily know. And at the end of the day, they see their name. Everyone sees that, and it makes them feel respectful. So donators is another thing, showing the number of subscribers, and even showing information, you know, anything online, weather, stock market, you know, so many different things that it makes it so much easier to do. Effects, alerts, so many different things that, you know, in Evmux we are limited with the alert that we can put built in the system. But we allow you, using web sources, to basically be unlimited, because you can get HTML code and web sources from anywhere online to involve and put in your stream. So I think it's really powerful, and I really recommend you to explore more by yourself. All right. Troll is saying, my StreamYard account is coming to an end at the end of July. Honestly, since I discovered you guys, I can't wait to switch and jump in the train. Evmux is the promised earth of powerful podcasting. Thank you for mentioning that. And yeah, you know, and also reach out to the team. You know, you end in July, but maybe because you're coming, you know, from other competitor, maybe we can help to expedite the process. But yeah, I'm super happy to hear that. Newcastle is saying, been to Florida, gorgeous place, spent over a week in Miami, swam with dolphins, incredible. Yeah, I'm about an hour from Miami, definitely heaven. I love it here. I live here for the last 1.5 years. It's great. I can't complain. All right, in the basement saying, Philly, Delaware. Okay, this is where you're from. Great. Marquise is saying, can we get a way for music to fade between scenes instead of abrupt ending? Okay, so there are two ways to involve music in Evmux. One way is in the scene, put the track. Okay, and then yes, when you move between one scene to another, the music just cut off, right? Because it's not part of the scene anymore. But that's exactly why we created the background music, because using the background music feature, and there is a great video in our YouTube channel, you can just look for Evmux background music. So if you do that, you will be able to see that with that, it's what we call cross scenes. Regardless of the scene that you're playing, the music is played. And then even if you go between the scenes, music continues unless you go to the music section and you move to another track or you stop it. So it's really, really powerful, and I think it will solve the issue for you. Rock Show is saying, I find myself awake and able to join. Yay, we are happy as well. Cool, thank you for joining. 86 is saying, oh, okay, so just a private message. All right. Rock Show is saying, one of my highlights of the week. I always look forward of waking up and watching back. Cool, you know, it really makes me so happy to hear that. So thank you for mentioning that. Rock Show saying, finally to see StreamYard playing catch up with costume layouts. Yeah, you know, it's great. I think that the competition is working hard, because at the end of the day, competition is a good thing, specifically for you. I mean, for the consumers, because you get better product, but also for us. It gets us to the edge. It makes us work harder. It makes us to be better. And it's amazing. With all due respect to the features that they are releasing, we are very focusing on what we do. It's not that we are not looking to other products to see what they have, but because we want to be better. But we listen to our community, and we really determined and focused and energized to be the best platform out there and to be in the sweet spot. I think, as I said before, we are very unique in the horizon of live streaming, and we want to be like that. And I think still, whatever feature that they're releasing, the way Evmux is structured and built, it's different. And it's different in a good way, because then for people that they want what Evmux has to offer, they go to Evmux. For people who want a competitor, they go to the competitor, and that's totally fine. We're just trying our best to be the best version of Evmux, and you help us with all the feedback. All right. What else we have here in the comments? Yeah, that's a great comment here from Nix. We need super chat comment colors. 100%. I can say that the future brings huge improvement to all the comments section, exactly with things like you just mentioned, to color super chats. But not only that, you know, be able to organize things better, pin some of the comments. There are different, you know, we won't mention everything, but definitely the comment section in Evmux right now is very good. It works great, but it's very simple. Simple is good. I'm not saying that simple is not good, but there's definitely room for improvement there, and we're working on it. So thank you for the comment. What else? I love the chat. I love that you are very active. It helps a lot. Rock Show is saying, studio mode is great to add guests and make sure the layout works, sort their lower third, etc. But mostly I set it all up ahead of going live. 100%. That's a great usage of the studio mode, because even though you made things ahead of time, you know, as an example, when you're joining, I mean, you structure everything, the layout ahead of time, and then the guest is joining. But then you see that their head is cut off, and you need to crop a little bit, or they see that they are too left, too right, and you try to tell them to move, but they are not able to, and then you need to crop their layout, right? To crop their video feed. So doing that when you are live, it's possible in Evmux, but why? You know, if you can do that in the editor side when you split the screen in the studio mode, and then transition only when the guest looks exactly as you want them to look, I think what can be better, right? It's perfect. All right. Rock Show is saying as well, nobody else providing streaming as a web service providers, web sources with this much customization for sure. I agree, and yeah, it's just the beginning. Trust us. You know, Evmux is only 1 year old. Just imagine where we will be in a year, in 2 years, in 3 years. We are not stopping, believe me. All right. Cool. So we have a Facebook user that didn't approve the Evmux app, so I don't see your name. But anyways, the comment here is really good. Evmux should also add locals.com to its live streaming options. Local is also owned by Rumble. All right, great to know. Honestly, I didn't know about locals.com, but the comment is well noted, and we'll see if it is possible to add them. I don't see why we won't. So thank you for that. All right, there is a request here for the zoom filter. Please clarify, what do you mean by zoom filter? I'm curious because I'm not sure. Cool, thanks. Martin is saying, I want to transfer to the Pro. I have the basic. My payment will expire in 2024. What can I do if I want Pro? So what happened to my basic annual fee? Great question, just kind of logistical payment, financial question. Basically very easy. You go to your Evmux billing section in your dashboard on the top right corner. You click on your profile and then, you'll see billing, and then you can just move to the Pro, and we will charge you only for the relative amount. It means, for example, if Pro cost for the annual fee 468 and basic is 228, so and you've been already half a year with your basic, it will basically add only half of the additional. So in this case, the additional for 1 year is 240. In your case, it will be 120 only, because you are upgrading only for 6 months. And then when you renew in 2024, then as long as you stay with us, hopefully, then we will charge you the 468 for the Pro plan. I hope that makes sense. So definitely feel free to upgrade, because the payment will be relative, okay? In the basement is saying hotkey on-screen animations directly to the live stream. All right, let me understand for a second. Hotkey on-screen animations directly to the live screen. Okay, if to the live stream, if I understand you correctly, you'd like to have the ability to add specific animations, maybe animations you upload to the system, maybe animations built into the system with one click of a button. Basically, if I'm kind of translating what you're saying, something similar to sound effects, but make it more of animations effects, right? Let me know if I got what you're asking for. Definitely something I do see why it's totally relevant. Rock Show is saying, for me, an option to show lower thirds once as well as on a loop, as currently it repeats max 300 seconds. Got it. So you would like basically to make the repeat unlimited, like endless. So it means it will never repeat. It will show once for, however, like you can choose when it will be hidden. So let's say you make it hidden after 20 seconds. And then don't repeat whatsoever again, right? Interesting, and definitely something that I don't see why we should limit it to 300 seconds. Cool, thank you. Troll is saying, commenting to Rock, show exactly what I said to myself. What a joke. It's almost kindergarten improvement. Yeah, cool, thank you. So +1 to what Rock Show is asking here. Cool. Skylar Lighty is saying, web sources are awesome using ChatGPT to write HTML, CSS using the Bootstrap framework makes custom web sources easy to create. Yeah, as I said, what is so great about those features like web sources, that basically it makes you unstoppable and unlimited content creators. You can do anything because the tools out there, they're unlimited. ChatGPT, specifically these days with these crazy AI solutions, you can create everything you want, anything you want, easy. And in Evmux, we cannot have everything built in. So that's why those features allowing you to get other solutions, our products, and the assets you create them into Evmux with one click of a button, it's you cannot compete with that, right? That's amazing, and thank you for mentioning that. Island saying, can you make an option we can star comments? For example, I would like to star super chats to where in another tan it pops up star comments I can read after segments. Yes, 100%. That's something we hear a lot. So it comes again to the improvement of the comments section and the need to be able to do many things. As I said, to pin things, to star things, it's kind of pin, but also maybe when you are highlighting them, it will show on the stream that this is a starred comment, maybe not. A lot of things, I'm not saying that this is what we're going to do, I'm just saying everything is on the table, and for sure we are going to improve the comment section a lot. So that's why your ideas here and feedback is really, really important and helps us, again, to build it in the right way. Cool. Angelique is saying, I'm guessing he can't see Facebook comments. This happened to us during live stream. So as you see, I can. So I can see Facebook comments and I can see your name because you approved the Evmux app. Now, when you are adding Facebook as a destination channel in Evmux, by default, we are adding a short paragraph, explaining people what they need to do, one click of a button for the viewers to approve Evmux as an app in their Facebook, and then their names will come in the comments, like I see yours. All right. All right, another comment from Facebook user that didn't do the approval of Evmux, so I encourage you to do that. Evmux should look into a way for people to give content creators a donation during the creator's live stream. Stripe offers a way to integrate a tipping contribution feature using their Stripe API. Interesting, definitely something we would like to do. Stripe is a great option. With that said, a lot of people, they don't have Stripe accounts. So, it's worth mentioning that we need to think through the best way to implement that, but definitely the idea of allowing people streaming using Evmux to get donations is something we definitely want to do. So thank you for mentioning that. We have Merhaba saying, how do you invite people if you want to use as a Zoom webinar? Can you send a generic link to invite anyone who is interested? And can you bring an attendee to a panel? All right, I think if I understand correctly, the question is how you can invite viewers basically to watch the stream, but kind of built in Evmux and not outside of Evmux. So for now, we don't allow that for regular users, which means free, basic, and pro accounts. You don't have the ability to do that. You have to either record or stream outside to any RTMP destination, YouTube, LinkedIn, Facebook, Twitch, and more. But for the enterprise solutions, we do have that built in. We call it Evmux Player for now. So if you need that, let us know. Specifically, reach out to us directly. But yeah, definitely something that we would like to add to the regular packages, the Pro and the Basic in the future. So thank you for mentioning that. Marquise White is saying, there may be a small glitch when recording and choosing the opening scene. It will show the opening scene for a split second, then show the camera for a split second, then back to the opening scene. Okay, really curious to explore more about that. It's definitely shouldn't be like that. And for me, I never experienced that. And actually, that's the first time I'm hearing that. So I'm curious if it happened to you many times or just one time. And also, please reach out to our support team If you're in your Evmux account, on the bottom right corner, you have support. Please let us know about this issue and we will be able to explore more. Really curious to check that out. Island is saying, people are having problems streaming from their phone. Why? Yeah, so Evmux is not, for now, not compatible for producers if you're using the editor, the studio itself, with phones only if you're a guest. So that's probably why you had issues. But with that said, definitely something we are going to add, the support for mobile devices to be also producers. So stay tuned. Angelique is saying the touch-up filter Zoom has, it's not Snapcam, just offers a little help for us older folks. Okay, cool. I didn't know about that. Definitely worth exploring. So the dev team, hear that out. Note this comment and we'll see, because we do have virtual cameras, virtual background, sorry, that allows you to do, blur and virtual backgrounds and stuff like that. So definitely interesting to add more filters to help you look good. Like, why not, right? I can call myself old folk, no? Like, when it's considered old, you can let me know in the comments. All right, I'll take a few more before we wrap up. I'm enjoying today, guys, so thank you. Gios Amigos is saying, what if you could use a phone or tablet as an extra cam view? Instead of using webcam only, like for my podcast, I want different cam views on me. Definitely possible. So there are third-party apps that allowing you to make your phone or iPad, tablet, make them be operational as functioning as another camera, and then your computer basically will recognize them as a second camera, and then you can add this camera to your Evmux Studio. Definitely doable, and that's the power of the multi-cameras. All right. Let's see another last question before we wrap up. Okay, that's a good one. Where can I find training videos? So I think that the best source is our channel. This is the channel I'm streaming now to, the Evmux channel. We have dozens of videos explaining Evmux from the bottom up, really to beginners, and also for people who want to take Evmux to the edge with way more robust features. So I think this is the best place to begin with. Also, our Facebook group. Look in Facebook for Evmux, the official group. It's crazy what you can see there. And also, if you have any questions, you can ask and the community will step in immediately to help you. Great folks in the community, and I'm super proud of what we've built in this community. So please feel free to add yourself to the Facebook group and take it from there. All right, one last comment from Rock Show, and I'm sorry for those I couldn't take their comments. And yeah, we can keep the conversation going in the Facebook group. So Rock Show is saying, I love how Evmux has done so much since pivoting from an event service to where you are now. Massive round of applause to you and the team, Elad. Thank you. What a great comment to wrap up with. Thank you for your appreciation. I appreciate you as well. And yeah, pivot. I'm not sure I'm calling it a pivot. It's definitely that we pivot the focus of our audience, because the focus when COVID hit was for the virtual events. But then pretty quickly we focused on content creators. And I think that's the difference. And then of course the additional features we added, they were, as a result of the new focus. With that said, I'm super happy we started with the event space, because it made Evmux right out of the gate very unique and different. And it turned out that content creators really liked a lot of things that were only available for virtual event producers, like the split screens, the cross scenes, those kind of things that kind of more robust than regular platforms. But then, when you understand the power of it, you cannot go back, right? So yeah, thank you for mentioning that. And thank you everyone for joining again and again and again every week. And I can't wait for next week meeting you all. I wish you nothing but the best. Have a great weekend. Get some time to rest. And I'll see you all in the next one. Bye bye. I love you all. Bye bye.
All right, I'm live. That was easy.